patrol the jungle with your very own military-style hoodie, complete with customized helmet. Available for 2 weeks only. Grab your Vietnam War U.S. soldier hoodie and suppress the enemy. Helmet graffiti in the Vietnam War. Before the Vietnam War, graffiti rarely appeared on a soldier's helmet because the military strongly emphasized discipline and uniformity among the ranks. And then there's the fact that it would make the soldier a much easier target for an enemy sniper. But this war was very different from other conflicts, as it pitted a technologically advanced superpower against a poorly armed but highly determined enemy. Vietnam introduced U.S. soldiers to brutal conditions that eroded many of their regular military advantages, as tanks were nearly useless in the thick, dense jungles of Vietnam, and strategic bombing was ineffective. This was a war that necessitated up-close and personal guerrilla tactics. Therefore, the war came as a complete and utter shock for the inexperienced conscripts of the U.S. Army, who had been brought up in a consumer-based society and influenced with counterculture notions of the importance of individuality and self-expression. So, as an act of rebellion, many of the young U.S. soldiers started to decorate the camouflage cloth covering of their metal helmets. At first, it was simple things like the name of their girlfriend or their favorite music band, but as the war progressed, slogans, symbols, and doodles started to appear on the troops' helmets, with many protesting against the war itself. Some soldiers even wrote out a calendar of their tour of duty and marked off each month that they had survived. These anti-war messages often caught the attention of high-ranking officials, and when news media groups were present, American soldiers with such messages on their helmets were asked to stay away from the photographers. Such customizations of helmets drew media attention as soon as the Americans entered the conflict. Larry Wayne Chafin of the 173rd Airborne Brigade was photographed with a line across the bridge of his helmet stating, "War is hell." Other famous anti-war slogans include, "Warning, being in Nam may be hazardous to your health. Make war, not love," and "I'm not a tourist, I live here." The helmet's headband, which allowed the soldier to carry small, useful items like mosquito repellent or a pack of cigarettes, was also utilized for individual expression. Some soldiers chose to display the Ace of Spades playing card, falsely believing that the superstitious North Vietnamese troops thought it was the card of death, and U.S. soldiers would sometimes place the card in the mouth of the enemy with the intention of terrifying and demoralizing Viet Cong guerrillas and NVA soldiers. In fact, all it accomplished was to confuse the enemy troops as to why the Americans kept doing this. But nevertheless, U.S. commanders did little to stop this practice because they felt it was good for morale. Some of the playing cards kept in the helmet's headband did end up serving a useful purpose. Often on patrol, each team member was assigned a particular card to aid in rapid recognition during the heat and confusion of a firefight. The North Vietnamese Army troops were not as daring as their American counterparts in their helmet doodling, but some did write on their helmets a popular sarcastic saying at the time, "Born in the North, died in the South." In the years following the Vietnam War, graffiti mostly disappeared from soldiers' helmets. The consequences of the conflict in Vietnam led to a complete restructuring of the various branches of the U.S. military. Because of this, military units became more disciplined and cohesive, with very little focus on individual expression. Studying the helmet graffiti from the Vietnam War not only reminds us of the conflict between nations, but also of the anti-war movement and the social identity of each soldier fighting for his country.